hashtag lockerroom981, even as you send messages to Twitter.
Twitter's at Smooth981FM. Use the hashtag LockerRoom981. We're streaming live on YouTube, so please go on there, youtube.com/Smooth981FM Lagos.
All right, and remember to add that hashtag for every conversation. Remember, switch lanes in 30 minutes to banter better with Coca-Cola. For now, we have this story about Leicester City's defensive midfielder Wilfred Ndidi. He says he will be sidelined until February after sustaining a knee injury, which requires surgery, according to manager Brendan Rodgers. In his words, Rodgers said, quote, Wilf took a knock in training yesterday, which unfortunately means he might need a slight operation. It was just unfortunate he nicked his meniscus just changing direction. You're looking at around 3 to 4 weeks out, so he'll probably miss most of January and early February, and then he'll be back by then.
And the thing with meniscus injuries, it's once it comes the first time, you're usually not far off from it repeating itself again, and it tends not to be any better the second time around. And that, I mean, he missed the game, the Carabao Cup game that Leicester City had against Aston Villa.
Yeah.
And you could probably argue that in addition to, I believe, a measure of slight complacency on the part of Leicester City, his absence in that game also affected the chemistry, the balance of that team, and you could see it in the results. The result in that game, it ended 1-1, and Kelechi Iheanacho got a really good goal in that game. But I mean, it's one of those things where sometimes you take it for granted, and he's probably one of the most underrated midfielders in the Premier League. Let's forget about Europe at the moment. He probably gets the least mentions for his stats and things like that. And it's in these sort of things that you notice his absence, and it'll be interesting to see how Leicester City cope over the next couple of games without his influence in that midfield, because he's an integral part of that midfield, linking the defense to attack, and his all-round game has been such a critical part of Leicester's performance. So we'll see how they go. We hope that he recovers nice and quick.
All right.
Hashtag CAF11.
CAF 11. All right, let's move on to Great Britain, beaten by Australia in quarterfinals. They missed out, that's Great Britain, missed out on the ATP Cup semi-finals after Jamie Murray and Joe Salisbury lost the decisive doubles rubber against Australia despite having 4 match points. The 3-6, 6-3, 18-16 win for Nick Kyrgios and Alex de Minaur after a match tiebreak gave the hosts a 2-1 win. Dan Evans had earlier.
So, I think I should have changed that headline, from source. So it would have easily read what it was. Britain knocked out by Australia. If I were Britain, I would increase their taxes, but that's a story for another side. However, it was clearly a struggle for the British to hang on to the Australians. I mean, think about it. With Nick Kyrgios playing the way he's playing, he's not just the talent he has on court now. He's very composed. He's not throwing chairs and smashing rockets and using the F word. He's just focusing on his tennis. To show you how chilled he was. Think of the game before when it was Greece versus Australia. It was Tsitsipas that was flinging his racket and hitting his father with the racket. But Nick Kyrgios saying, perhaps Tsitsipas, you should calm down. That was what happened in the game before. And then this game, he also still kept his head and took Australia to the final. But if he can do that all season, perhaps we may be seeing him winning a few more titles and a few major ones, because he does have the talent to go far, to beat the best on the tennis circuit, and to win trophies. So let's see how it works for him, how long he can hold it together. Right. Yes, Nick Kyrgios, if you can manage to hold it together.
Looking, do you know, when they were celebrating after the match, I was watching it on TV and I was like, oh my goodness, this guy has started again. There was no audio, so I thought he was fighting with somebody.
No, he was just happy. He was happy that they got into the final. So congratulations to them. Good one for them. To the semi-finals, actually. They get to play against Russia. And I'm waiting for, it's this morning Serbia is playing, so I'm waiting for Serbia and Spain to come through, because that's my hope, that those two countries will come through, and it will make it a very interesting semi-finals matchup and maybe a very good final. So we wait and see on that.
All right, so Messi, Suarez back. Barcelona boss Valverde and sacking pressure. Amid sacking pressure. Now Lionel Messi insists Ernesto Valverde maintains the backing of Barcelona's players after the coach position came into question once again after a thrilling Spanish Supercopa 3-2 defeat to Atletico Madrid in Saudi Arabia. Valverde was even jeered by a largely pro-Barca crowd in Jeddah before the game, but Messi insists the players stand with their coach. In his words, quote, "Yes, there's complete confidence in the coach," he told reporters after the game. Messi added, "It's normal that a lot gets said when there's a loss. When you don't meet your objectives or you don't play like we like to play. We can't commit schoolboy mistakes as we did. It's been a while since we felt so good though. We controlled the game for 80 minutes, taking the match to Atletico, and then it gets away from us for a couple of untimely mistakes. With a couple of untimely mistakes, they were dead before then. Now we're thinking about the second half of the season. We have a lot to improve. We're at the top of the league, but we are not playing well, and we need to get back on our game. We took a step forward today in that sense, looking beyond the results."
He's a very good pundit. That much I can say. I mean, he's told you all the problems, everything I've said all season here. So you can tell that he knows what the problem is. But where is the solution? And that's where we have to come in. And you can say, I like the way he said, we haven't been happy a lot, though. And who has been in charge when you haven't been happy a lot? Think about it. Valverde came into Barcelona and made it a Butlers FC. There's no way you can change that from what they did against Roma 2 seasons ago to what they did against Liverpool. Even last year, they went from potentially winning a treble to just winning the La Liga. And you have to remember that this Super Cup, let me explain how it works. Now, Super Cup is supposed to be the winner of the La Liga against the winner of the League Cup, which meant normally it should be Barcelona playing against Valencia. But some people threw good money at the La Liga and they decided to create a project, and they expanded the former Super Cup to include Atletico Madrid, who were runners-up, and then Real Madrid. Now, the two teams that should have originally been playing the Super Cup have been knocked out by the invited guests. So the final is going to be between Real Madrid, who were invited because they knocked out Valencia by 3-1, against Atletico Madrid, who were also invited because they knocked out Barcelona by 3-2. And I like what they're saying about Valverde. We support him now, but you can't continue to support him, and I will tell you why. Yes, the players made a couple of errors, from Antoine Griezmann losing the ball, to De Jong not covering his position, to Gerard Piqué diving in at the wrong time and missing the striker, and the striker going all the way to score the goal. Those things happen, but you're bossing a game at 2-1 in the 80th minute. But you, what had happened was Valverde had taken out Busquets and brought in Rakitic. Now, Rakitic is not a bad replacement. The problem is when you make such a key change, Barcelona struggled to adjust. So they lost shape. So the spaces that Barcelona, that Atletico Madrid were not having before when Busquets were on the pitch, they suddenly started finding those holes. And that is down to the coach making the changes. Yes, okay, De Jong, if you're supposed to sit back and Rakitic is supposed to go forward, or if both of you are supposed to be holding, there has to be a direct communication, because Rakitic comes in and he's nowhere. De Jong doesn't know whether he's a 4 or he's still going to continue going forward. There's obviously a miscommunication there, and that is down to coaching. So in 5 minutes, Barcelona concedes 2 key goals that knocks them out of the game. That is not just about the errors of the player, that's about the coach. So whether you like it or not, Valverde out. From now till next year, it will be Valverde out. On the other hand, the players can't keep telling me that they're looking forward to the second half of the season. Last year, they said they were looking forward to this season. This year, they say they're looking forward to the second half of the season. Perhaps if Manchester United pulls a good one, they will say they're looking forward to next season. You can't keep looking forward. You're old. Your brain is not expanding. You are done. You're building legacies now. And the legacy you've built in the past 3 seasons is at your butlers.
Oh boy.
End of discussion.
Well, I think Ajibola from Salem tends to agree with you. He says, I weep for my darling Barcelona as we lost another chance for a trophy this season. Chai. And then they say Valverde no go, I beg you. Hashtag Valverde out. Please, Tega, be nice to us, Biko. I'm not sure if you will call that. Well, she wasn't nice on your coach, but with them to your coach. but-
Quadri on YouTube says banter better too early with a calf 11. Too early, actually. We'll take that in time.
She started it. All right, let's move on to our next story.
But please remember the number to send your WhatsApp messages to is 0809 444 0981.
Atalanta's goal machine takes aim at Inter Milan after blasting 10 goals in their last 2 games. Free scoring Atalanta will take aim at Serie A leaders Inter Milan on Saturday as coach Gian Piero Gasperini looks for revenge on the club that fired him after 5 games.
Yes. No better way to set up a brilliant match than a game that has some bad blood in it. I will say this all the time. There's always extra motivation that are not footballing reasons, and this game just needed that. It's bad enough that Atlanta are scoring goals. Yes, they've struggled a little bit, but they've come back now that they have only one focus, which is the Italian Serie A. Because when they were in Europe, there were games that they play extremely well and games that they will struggle. But since they crashed out of Champions League, they are very good to go facing the Italian Serie A, and they're back up to 5th. No doubt about it. It is a tough weekend all around Syria. Roma is playing against Juventus. Napoli is playing Lazio. So Inter Milan is playing Atalanta, and Atalanta, one of the highest goal scoring teams in the Italian Serie A, are playing at home. It will be a tough one for Inter Milan. I look forward to seeing how it will all end in Italy.
Thank you very much. It will end in the hashtag LockerRoom981. Please send your messages with that hashtag on Twitter at Smooth981FM, and of course on WhatsApp.
WhatsApp is 0809 444 0981. Now, we're about to go into a zone, and when we get to that zone, please Twitter. Make sure you go onto our Twitter handle.
Yeah.
There's more. There are more ads.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's why I was
right.
rushing.
I was even trying to get us to.
Okay, I was asking you. I said,
That's
is it
30.
3 minutes or 2 minutes?
2 minutes.
One of the 20 largest economies in the world. Are people traveling abroad for medical treatment?
I love it. Just she does it. Yeah, why did you do this? It was a mistake. It was a mistake. You know they said they were going to stop it. They're not supposed to. It's a mistake.
Shoot. They just
Your success. Union Bank. Your simpler, smarter bank.
There's an ad and there's a break in between.
There's a break in between.
No, there's liner now.
Oh.
That's why I was trying to beat these 30 marks.
So Hasha better banter better with Coca-Cola. We're going to instigate them to. In fact, when we get there, after you read your number, I'll just sleeping in line. Because man, my team has to win. Oh. Team smooth. At the banter fest. You want to be involved in banter fest?
When is it?
We don't know. You're going to be battling
what are we
people.
doing?
Yo mama.
Ah.
No, but it's clean and it's not discriminatory and it's not insulting.
Yeah.
So you've seen the Coca-Cola advert now?
Yes.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the one
Yeah,
that
yeah,
they're
yeah.
That's exactly it. So you know how Coca-Cola are. They are
When
very
you are big, you are big.
yeah, they're
You
very
just take over.
they're very clean. They're very
They don't do any.
Today Premier League game won't start. The players don't ready. The coach self don't ready. But you, yes, you don't ready so. Because once the match started,
Alright,
I mean say the football banter, the hot brass boss, the hotel, go follow
I'm not
stars.
around.
Today na today, then go beat some people club like talking drum, eh?
People dey talk. You when them beat your club last week like say them be thief.
So now, ask yourself, you don't ready for banter? Abi you want make your club carry last? Oh yeah, time still day. Waka enter shop, buy cheap bottle of Coca-Cola, take home your side. Make you dey fresh to banter better.
There's no
Banter
need to
better with Coca-Cola.
believe.
Official
They shut it down by
partner of the
mistake.
English Premier League.
Cannot even aim.
Studio. Thanks, Rob. Studio is live. Let's start the conversation. Use that hashtag Banter Better with Coca-Cola. Send your messages to Twitter at Smooth981FM Lagos. Use the hashtag Locker Room 981, hashtag Banter Better with Coca-Cola. Also add a hashtag when you're commenting on WhatsApp. The number again?
0809-444-0981.
The rule of thumb here is all our conversations should be devoid of vulgar or insulting words. Send your comments with that hashtag again, Banter Better with Coca-Cola.
Yes, and in fact, let me just prompt you now. In a few weeks, we will be taking the best banters, and there'll be something major for them. So I advise you to use this opportunity. Whether you call it banter, you call it yabs, you call it basbos, bring out your wittiest and your funniest and your
Less insulting.
and your wickedest sense of humor to your banter. However, it shouldn't be discriminatory, it shouldn't be vulgar, and it shouldn't be insulting.
All right.
So let's go, people. Let's go.
Let's start with this one from Charles Chidozie on Twitter. Don't forget to use the hashtag Banter Better Coca-Cola. When a team loses an important game and a player comes out to give a solidarity statement, then we know who is the real coach and even the president of the club. Messi. Hashtag Messi.
Now, Tottenham's Kane ruled out for 3 months. Harry Kane will be sidelined until April after Tottenham revealed the England captain needs surgery to repair a ruptured tendon in his left hamstring. In his words, Tottenham released a statement yesterday saying, quote, following ongoing assessments by our medical staff over the past week, we can confirm that Harry Kane will undergo surgery to repair a ruptured tendon in his left hamstring. The decision to undergo surgery is not expected to impact the time frame that the England captain will be sidelined, with the expectation that he will return to training in April.
When it rains, it pours for Tottenham Hotspur at the moment and Jose Mourinho. Poor form, injury to a key player, not having won a game in I think 5 games, and now they're facing guess who? Liverpool. Of all the people you could possibly not wish to face at this point in time, they're facing Liverpool, and he's going to miss a Champions League game, I think, against RB Leipzig down the road. The misfortune for Arsenal is that he's likely to be ready in time to face them, and usually has a customary penalty to score against them. So Arsenal fans that may have been celebrating, wait, he's coming. He'll be ready for you, you know. But look, let's focus on Tottenham Liverpool. This is a big game in many respects on 2 ends of the spectrum. Confident Liverpool, unbeaten so far in the Premier League this season, literally strolling to the Premier League title, playing a mix and match of all types of football, smooth football, winning ugly, and all of that stuff. Against the Tottenham team that seemed to have turned the corner, immediately Mourinho came in, but have been giving away goals, questionable defending and stuff like that. Now loses a key player, and doesn't look like they're going to be making a lot of significant investments in the January transfer window. How this is going to play out, there are not many people who see any other outcome other than Liverpool win. That said, it is this kind of games that you suddenly wake up one morning when everybody has ticked the winner's box for Liverpool, and then you just see this odd surprise. Can they do it without Harry Kane? I think Son Heung-min should be back. They've got Lucas Moura. Up front offensively, they should have the right kind of flow. What type of frame of mind will Dele Alli be in going into this game? And will he be able to sort out the defense? It is the defense that is Tottenham's problem right now. Defending. I won't just put it on the defense alone. The defending as a team. You get that right, you have half a chance. Whether that half a chance would be good to give you a full chance against Liverpool, only God knows.
All right, let's see if it will give them a full chance against Liverpool. That will be an interesting match.
It should be.
I'm looking forward to that. All right, so we have from Big T. Big T says, hashtag Banter Better Coca-Cola. The problem with Barcelona in a single word, coach in capital letters, and then he helps to spell out the acronym. Confused on arrival, confusion high. That's his meaning of coach.
And Chimobi Victor from Alaba International says, hashtag Banter Better with Coca-Cola. There's no difference between Ernesto Valverde and our former Red Beret sports minister, who will never grant interviews or talk to the media if they are forced to do so. That it will surely be a disaster to the footballing world. Barcelona management should have sacked him, as his younger brother Salomon Dalon has been relieved of his job.
All right, Shay, hashtag Banter Better Coca-Cola. Tega, Barca is bantered, shattered, battered, shattered, and scattered now. Valentine, please call Kennedy Boboye by 8:48 a.m. today to meet me in Spain. Barca said they want him signed next week as the day out. Bakam, Ayo, I hope my daily banters will enter your postcard banter. Bang, bang. All right, Shay. Definitely a contender. And then we have hashtag banter better Coca-Cola. 80 minutes Barcelona 2-1 Atletico. 86 minutes Barcelona 2-3 Atletico. Nobody should tell me anything Messi and Barcelona put together. The chairperson, Coca-Cola Bottling Company worldwide. Hashtag banter better Coca-Cola. All right, thank you guys so much. Please keep your comments coming in and make sure that you use the hashtag banter better with Coca-Cola. The next one here, Mikel Arteta. I convinced Granit Xhaka to stay at Arsenal. He said this: the first message for him was that I wanted to understand how he was feeling, why he was feeling that way. I wanted him to hear from me my opinion on him, and that I was ready to support him, and that I was ready to push the club to be supportive of him too, because I thought he could be a really, really good player for us, and he could enjoy playing under me in this football club.
Well, let me put it this way. Mikel Arteta certainly does have a way around these players. Maybe it's a solidarity, like I played with this guy, or this guy. Well, I think it's more like I played with this guy, or I saw this guy play. He's not too far away from them. And so that solidarity so far is working for him, because it seems not to be a mentor to intern, as opposed to two brothers talking about one older brother talking to a younger brother about certain things. And so because of that solidarity, you can see the change in attitude in some players, even on the pitch. Now, this is Granit Xhaka that said he was going to leave. He has vexed. He said, I'm signing for Hertha Berlin. We are going come January like this. First boss, 5:30 a.m. We've reached Yanokwaja. We are going. Then he's playing a game for Arsenal, and he's the one, telling the players to move on, pushing the players to hold their line and try to go on to win, for a club that you think that his mind has completely gone off from. So yes, Mikel Arteta does have that way with the players. Now, because the fans also like Mikel Arteta, I think it's working for now. What would happen is, if the results start dropping off, there is no amount of selling or PR he's going to do that will make the club accept the player that they did not like before, or him. But he has two things going for him that can make that is true. He can sell Granit Xhaka again to the club fans. So on that note, fantastic. But however, for keeping Granit Xhaka, making Granit Xhaka stay, it's a good idea if you ask me. I still think that because Arsenal are not going to be so active in the market, Granit Xhaka can play a role. All he needs is a little bit of management, which I think he's getting. So Arsenal fans, those of you that tore your shirt, set it on fire.
And I still tearing the shirt.
And I still tearing the shirt.
I'm burnt.
He may be staying till summer. No vex.
Till summer.
We have messages to go through. Michael said a message. We'll get to that in time. Quadri says, Che, no one should offend Tegao. She just give compelling reason why Valverde should be sacked. So she told him left and right. Even me, I'm not a Barca fan, but I want him sacked.
And then he goes on to say, hashtag banter better Coca-Cola. And let's not forget Spurs scored more goals last season when Kane was injured. I just feel Liverpool will be giving basketballs this weekend.
Happy feeling.
I love that. Hashtag banter better Coca-Cola.
All right.
All right. And then Ade said, hashtag banter better Coca-Cola. We have bought the it Mikel has sold him to us.
We bought it. Mikel has sold it.
Mikel
Mikel has already sold Xhaka to us.
Thank you.
Don't worry, the PR is done.
Ejike from Mobile says, hashtag banter better with Coca-Cola. I hope someone can get the message across to Jose and Spurs that the Christmas season is over and decorations are off. So no need to give out free unforced error goals, or it's Liverpool coming to town, I hear. They can allow them to then do gragra small and lose respect.
I love it.
You lose respectably. There's no way to lose respectably.
No,
Chimawi Victor from Alaba says, Barcelona needs a female coach because she will surely do well than that molded statue called Enes Valverde. Hashtag banter better with Coca-Cola.
All right, Manchester United defender Harry Maguire is set for an extended spell on the sidelines after scans show the centre back tore his hip muscle in Saturday's goalless draw at Wolverhampton Wanderers. British media have reported a return date has not been announced yet, and his injury will be a blow to manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, whose side play 5 more matches in January, including the FA Cup replay away and the second leg of the League Cup semi-final at the Etihad Stadium.
Look, this injury could not have come at possibly the worst possible time. That said, when you think about it, even with him in the side, they've been abysmal. I mean, performance-wise, you know. Look, on the positive side, I think Eric Bailly is back in training. They have
But he's not coming back soon. No?
the ever dependable Phil Jones. They have Phil Jones. Now.
They have Phil Jones.
And they can call Chris Smalling back. I mean, it's January. January. By now.
They can call Chris
look,
Smalling back. That's true.
The hopeful can hope.
Look, Manchester United have a crisis of injury, crisis of confidence, and let me borrow from Tega's assessment of Barcelona, a crisis of coaching. A lot of the problems that you have in Manchester United at the moment is a mix of coaching. Let's leave the boardroom problems. The boardroom problems are things that the manager coach cannot control. What you can control is the training and the results on the field, and you're not getting any of them. Considering the amount of money you have been given to spend, that's just not good enough.
And the amount of support.
And the amount of support, he's probably enjoyed more goodwill than any other manager since Alex Ferguson. You know, all the Manchester United children, grandchildren, and great grandchildren of seasons past and present say you should give him time. But when you compare him with guys who have been in and around their teams, run about the same window, you cannot you can't correlate the investment, the support, and the results that the team is getting. And that how much time are you going to give them? You know, but look, it's Manchester United. It's quite frankly their problem, and the rest of us are happy.
Wow.
So sad.
On that note, we've come to the end of the conversation.
Yes.
But let's keep it going on social media.
We have.
No, we don't. But just remind them of that banter better, you know.
Okay, so hashtag banter better with Coca-Cola. What time has run out? But please, in a couple of weeks, if I say in a couple of weeks, okay, let's again. In a few weeks or in a couple of weeks,
Yes.
we will be taking the best banters and we'll be doing something with it. So sharpen your swords. I don't know how they clean your
Unsheathe
barrels,
your sword.
and then get ready because we are about to go in.
Yes. And special thanks to everybody who sent messages on WhatsApp, YouTube, Twitter. We see all of you. And much special thanks, of course, to Uncle Brubru, Brutalistics himself. Thank you very much for stepping in this morning.
Thank you.
Brushing his
26.
shiny dome. I see. You're very proud. In 15 minutes, we have a very light-hearted conversation for you for Feel Good Friday. We know we've been waiting for this. All right, so stay tuned to Smooth 98.1.
Coming in as a trailer.